Fariko is the first team that you win championships with. It's you, Killa, Miracles, and Haggy. That whole season, you guys were the first Dynasty.
Nope.
You were part of the Complexity Dynasty as well?
They played Black Ops 2 with Clay, and then played the first event of Ghost with Clay, and then got rid of him.
And then picked you up. Okay, so let's talk about the Fariko times. It was a much simpler time back then, obviously. There was no, like everything. I mean, even to this day, it's still a little bit simple in terms of who wants to team with who. And, with franchising down the line, there's a lot of things that are going to be changing.
I mean, you could do anything back then, though.
Yeah, like literally anything.
Yeah, like you could do anything.
Yeah.
Like I could be playing, like we were back then and we had all the teams right now. I could make a God squad, just like that overnight. And there's nothing anyone could do.
Nothing. How did that happen? Like what sort of combination happened there? Because Killa, another person discovered by Ego, and then Miracles, another person discovered by Ego. Ego said to me once that Miracles was going to be the best player that has ever lived in Call of Duty. And then he goes on and wins his first event that he showed up to. How did that team come about? Like what sort of, who put the team together? And it was a weird team, if I'm being honest.
You know
what I'm saying?
I mean, Sloss, I remember watching the podcast. He pretty much nailed it. How does it all begin? What game was before Black Ops 2? Was it MW3?
MW3, yeah.
MW3. I play with Apathy, Parasite, and Too Quick. Somewhere down the road, I play with Proofy, Stainville, and Twiz, and the Beach House land. But we'll just fast forward. Get back to playing with Haggy because he still thought I was good. Killa, I had hung out with him a lot during Black Ops 1 at the LAN, so we kind of like got to know each other a little bit. But that wasn't our initial team when the game came out, I don't think. I'm trying to think. It was me, Parasite, Killa, Too Quick?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Or no, maybe it was me, Parasite. I don't know. But anyways, so somewhere down the road, at one point we're playing with John. At one point we're playing with Too Quick. Me and John, I remember it's crazy. Like it was the last time we ever played together. We were on a team. We were playing Hijacked Hardpoint, and I don't know. I was still like kind of immature, and John was, I think, even younger than me. So we had a huge argument, and I'm like, "Listen, bro, you don't talk, you don't say anything." And then John, just a little hothead, popped off on me, and then he tried getting me dropped. And none of them stood up for me while this was all happening. And I'm like, listen, like I don't know what you're doing. Like you guys are crazy. And then the Fariko guy, Brainiac, he didn't want me dropped. So he was like, listen, you guys either play with him or you figure it out. And then somehow we played with Too Quick, and then this is another one of my favorite stories because it was like the funniest shit that ever happened. But we're scrimming versus somebody on Hijacked also. I mean, Hijacked was either a blessing or like a nightmare for us, apparently.
Yeah.
But we're playing Hijacked, and the map starts. We lose the break, and it's me, Parasite, Killa, Too Quick. That's 4, right? Yeah. And the map starts. We lose the break, and Too Quick goes, "Hey, listen, guys. I'm joining Complexity." And everyone goes silent, and we're like, everyone just starts dying. Like Sloss is like, "All right, see ya, we don't want you." And then they joined, and they didn't do too well, even though I love Aaron, but it was the funniest shit because we're like, all right, like I mean, go join Cole. I think they got rid of Fears for Too Quick.
Yeah.
After they just won.
Yeah, and then they got they got the Scumpy 3-piece. Dude, I wish I would have been there. Can you imagine Killer just saying, "All right, man, peace out"?
Pretty much, like, because I mean, we knew, like, I don't think they knew. We were like, yeah, Aaron's not great at search, and like, he's kind of similar to Fears. Like, he just held things down. But so then eventually, like, I don't know, lots of things happen. I don't even remember really. Little foggy, but
when you pick up Miracles,
we pick up Mir, and I remember Mir was playing with Saints and a couple other people. I forget their name. It might have been Curse. I think it was Curse at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they won one of the first online tournaments. I'm like, listen, like, this guy is actually nasty. I don't care what any of you think. Like, he is disgusting. And then we take a chance, get him, Haggy, Mir, Killa, and that's really where it all began.
That's crazy. So you guys win it. You guys win it in such a like incredible fashion that it is like one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Start off, what was the first? I think we started off with Dallas.
Yep.
Well, the crazy thing before that is we played Fear in the qualifier to go into Dallas and lost really early on to them. Like, and that's where like we kind of had to get our shit together and learn how to play hardpoint because we lost to them. And I think John dropped like 60 on us and like solo wiped us. That was like Moho, I think, was still playing like with John and them.
Yeah.
And Black Ops 2. And but yeah, that started it. We went from almost being like last seed to showing up to the event, going through the losers bracket in the online qualifier, and coming out first seed. And that's when there's also funny videos of this too, when we played Complexity, and oh wait, no, that was a Frag Cup. Never mind. Where there's like videos where Killa or Mir lags out, and we're about to beat Complexity on raid.
Yeah.
And his internet comes back. He's like, "Did we win? Did we win?"
Yeah.
In the Xbox party chat, we're like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, like, dude, we had that." He's freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just crazy. But
how crazy was that? Like so much on the line to risk having a bad connection and sort of having this moments. I hate that.
I mean, I'm glad those days they're pretty much gone. I think like they were still there last year and the year before, but this year it's been pretty good though. You know the way it went, but yeah, I don't know. We go on win 4 events in a row. Champs was the second event. I think we went in and we just knew we were better than everyone. And I don't care if people still bring up, well, we were all in school, blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen, we were all out of high school at that point.
Yeah.
Like, even if I was still in high school, I was still going to be mopping you. Like, there was no difference.
No.
Like, we just knew more, really. And I don't care what anyone says.
Do you think people say that just like they believe it to an extent? Like they know that you probably could still not have beaten the team, but they sort of force themselves to say that because you can't go against yourself. Like you have to have some sort of confidence booster in yourself. And if you're not cheering for yourself, nobody else is. I'm a big believer in that. All right, so you guys win champs, amazing. You guys get out of this like sort of booth, and then just confetti's going everywhere. What's that feel like? Like winning? I mean, obviously you go on to win it 3 times, but like.
Oh, you know me. I was just chilling. Like, hell yeah.
Just another day at work?
Big chilling. We won. But it was crazy because we just, like, none of us had won, I don't think. Like, Haggy might have been the closest. He might have won some online things, but prior to that, we were like nobodies, really. It was crazy. I mean, people knew me a little bit.
Yeah.
They knew who Haggy was. Sloss was he was still kind of new.
Yep.
I don't think
Miracles
people.
was super
Well,
new.
yeah, I mean, they still kind of like gas. So like Mir played Rainbow 6.
Okay.
He did play Vegas, I think 1 and 2. I think he was playing competitive. I remember watching videos that he would show us playing that. But yeah, to all the people in Call of Duty, yeah, he was fresh. Like he was new. No one knew him.
Yeah.
But we knew we were putting in the work, and like we just felt it. Like we were like, yeah, something good's about to happen. And then sure enough. And then the way it was really good for a little bit, and then we took a turn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The way that Killa described it, as you saw in the podcast, is that they felt so good about themselves, and they were so good at the game that they just gave up a little bit on practice and taking it serious. And then here comes Complexity.
I mean, we felt like rock stars.
When you won, what did you do with that money? I mean, obviously, was one thing.
Didn't get the money for a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
I remember that. randomly one event somewhere down the line.
I'm trying to think. It might have actually been Anaheim. I remember. I think around Anaheim we got it. I remember being in the hotel lobby, and I don't know. I remember it's actually crazy because a couple weeks ago, Clay tweeted something, and I remember tweeting back at him. I'm like, listen, like y'all beat us, and honestly, I couldn't see straight the whole weekend. Like, and somehow made it to finals, and
you were having too good of a time.
Oh yeah, like the best time.
Yeah,
the best time. Like there was no focus on the event.
No,
and we still came second.
That's why. So you think that if you guys would have had the right practice and that you wouldn't have allowed that to happen?
Yeah, we wouldn't have got waxed like that. I mean, we still had opportunities, but they were little gamers.
Yeah.
So look at Pat, look at Ian.
So I see. All right. So we're gonna get
you
to
see those guys?
Yeah.
I was up there benching like 225, and these little gamers over here. Go outside.
Go outside. Oh man, go outside indeed.
No, I just remember like looking at them like, dude, I can't believe we're losing to these guys. But like, eventually, like, I mean, I realized like we're giving it to them, man. Like we don't give a damn.
Yeah.
And I realized that at the Gfinity. That's the last event we played, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's videos on that event and people can watch it, but the match versus Complexity like sold it for me. We didn't care about the game. The videos are bad.
And it was time for you to move on.
Yeah, like we were still hanging with them, and like not like the videos literally are those three yelling at Complexity the whole time rather than playing the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I wish I never joined Envy. It was a good decision at the time, but like if I wanted to win, it was bad. The whole meta changed when I was on Fariko. We thought they were only good because of pistols.
Yeah.
And that's all they ran, and we never ran them, and we beat them every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the meta changed, and it just like if we got our shit together and I never left Fariko, I think it would have been a crazier year than it was. If you worked on it, you think that if you would have told me, you guys need to calm down, stop screaming at people, and I don't think that it would have, because I mean, it was like the screaming and all that, like that was always there. It was like the partying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
like going to Europe, that Gfinity, I don't know what we placed there. It might have been second or third again. It might have been worse. There was only like 8 teams, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just as bad as Anaheim.
Was that Gfinity where you slept on our floor? Me and Nate, or we had you slept on someone's floor because you like pounded a bottle of champagne by yourself.
Oh, that might have been.
Yeah.
There was one that, I don't know. Me and Mira were at that was whenever Clay got his wallet stolen.
Yes.
I think that was a little later.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him about that because allegedly he got it stolen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that story's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
she was either crazy or he didn't know, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the full details.
Yeah.
But.
Well, we'll leave that for the Clay podcast. But all right, so you guys, Killa, made it very clear that they didn't care about the game, and he took responsibility for the partying. He took responsibility for not caring about the game as much as you did, and him moving on.
I mean, it was all of us though. Like, it's not even that it was just them. Like, I mean, I did it too.
Yeah. Well, he took the.
I couldn't even tell you what happened that week at Anaheim, and we still showed up second. Like,
it was that good.
I remember waking up Saturday and being like, "Holy, it's Monday morning. What am I doing?"
Jesus.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
Rockstar's gonna be rockstars, man.
Yeah.
And at the time, I mean, like you said,
I think we were still undefeated going into Anaheim.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was the 2 series of events that led to you leaving Fariko for Envy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that didn't turn out well because you had you're a student of the game and you had your own mentality as to how the game should be played. But you're also playing with what was considered the master of Call of Duty, the brain.
Oh, yeah, I got back with Ray.
Yeah. And obviously that didn't turn out because of series of events that ended up having that. But from your perspective, when they were yelling at you guys, when sit down, old man, did that affect you in any way?
Well, I still remember going into that series. I go, Ray, listen, we need to swap spots. They're about to fucking, they're about to yell at us. Like, you need to go sit where I am, and I need to sit next to them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're going to get into your head. It's not even going to phase me.
Yeah.
And we don't do it. And Ray sits there and they're in his face the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And it was over.
Wait, so you did tell them, let's switch.
No, I knew. I was like, I got to sit right next to them.
Yeah.
It's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Why didn't it happen? Why didn't you tell Stro? I mean, he was there.
I mean, I don't really remember, but I just knew that, like, I was like, yo, I have to sit next to them. Like, they're going to yell at me, and I'm not even going to hear them.
Jesus Christ.
Instead,
man.
yeah.
That is so wild.
Yeah. I don't think it would have mattered, but, like, I knew that they were going to get under skin. Like, they were mad. They were really mad.
I mean, Stro even got into it. All these fans, they want us to win.
Yeah.
They want us to win.
No, yeah, like, but that's what I mean. I don't know that. It was just the way I left that team. They were pissed. Like, we probably weren't beating them.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Did you guys? They end up winning?
Nah, I don't think they ended up winning any events. They placed like second, third, fourth, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever won. I could be wrong though. I don't think they did.
Man, that's so nuts. But it's literal nuts to me the way that the tournament events happened. For you. Okay, so then you leave Envy, you join Complexity. That's when you, right? Complexity, and your team is obviously Crim, TP, Aches, and you.
And Mr. X.
Mr. X is the coach, right?
You can't snipe like that, Clay.
It's true. I mean, right? So what championship was your second win on? Ghost, right?
Back to back.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that I remember you as like the sole reason as to why we lost that game in Octane, where we had like,
oh yeah,
I was so fucking pissed. I was pissed at Nate.
I mean, Nate kind of gave it to me.
Yeah,
but
that's what. Look, I wasn't mad at Nate, but I was like, you know, what's crazy is that when you're sort of managing, and Nate's just going through it now, right? Where you're managing personalities and players, you have to like be very, very almost surgical in your opinions, because you don't want your superstar to get pissed and get mad at you, and then he's, you know, that's where it's over. But I remember like being like not mad at him, but being like, yo, like, you know.
Oh, I mean, like, if he just holds the blue dumpster, like, the chances of that happening, like, go down to like I have like a 20% chance.
Yeah, and it didn't happen, and then you guys fucking come back and just.
I went from going to have to shoot a little hole or a little pea head on the dumpster to having a whole body and a pistol. So I don't know.